Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. But basically, we're getting up into this video, man. It's great to see you guys here today. In this video, what we are going to be talking about is being able to get into the presence of God and realizing that you can be in the presence of God without even saying anything. Just an amazing thing. I just want to share this beautiful thing that I realized yesterday. I went on a walk and it was just so amazing because it basically just showed me that you can be in God's presence without even saying a single word. And how beautiful is that to just go on a walk and start being able to not even say anything and just to be in God's presence. A beautiful thing. So I went on a walk yesterday and I was starting to think like, okay, oh my gosh, my cat is going crazy. Oh, I don't know what's going on with her, but I started to think like, can we be in God's presence even when we are not talking to him? Even though we're not saying words? Because I remember reading this book by Eckhart Tolle and he talked about the absence of thought and the powerfulness of the fact that we are more than just thoughts, that we don't always have to think about things and we can still, there's something powerful when you do that. And I remember that concept and I was like, I asked ChatGPT about verses like, hey, does that back this up? Like what does the Bible say about this? And it actually gave me some stuff and gave me some stuff about being in God's presence even when you're not talking. And one of the main ones that I want to share with you guys is the one where David talks about he is like a weaned, W-E-A-N, I don't know how to say it for sure, weaned child before its mother. So a weaned child, I looked it up, was basically back then a child that did not need to cry and put up this whole big fit to get milk from the mother. It was okay being just in the mother's presence. It was okay just laying on the lap of the mom. And the child didn't need to cry, didn't need to do all that to be able to get that milk, which is the most powerful thing. Because I started to think about it. I was sitting there on my walk and I was just like, oh shoot, like if we really think about this, that's freaking amazing. Because it's what we can be with God. So he's basically saying, David is saying that his soul is also like that weaned child. Basically saying our soul is our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, all that stuff. But once we start to mature in our faith, all of a sudden we become people that don't need to constantly cry for God's milk, which is basically the things that he's going to provide, getting us out of situations, doing this, doing that. We don't need to constantly cry for that. We can just be happy in his presence. But if you think about it, being in the presence of a mother, like as a child like that, if you're weaned and there's another word for it, content. If you're content in your mother's presence, you don't need the milk, but you can still ask for milk. But you're not gonna cry and put up this whole big fit and tantrum. And you can also talk to your mother while you're there. It's around like 2 to 3 years old. You can still talk to your mother. Ask her questions. Be in her presence. Sometimes you're gonna talk, sometimes you're just gonna be there. Sometimes you're gonna be asking for some milk because you're a little bit hungry. Sometimes she's just gonna give you the milk because she knows that you're hungry. What a beautiful thing. That is how God is with us. We can become like that weaned child in his presence that just enjoys his presence. And I thought about it on my walk. And I'm like, heck yeah, I could be just in your presence, God. I don't need to talk to you right now. I don't need to say anything. I can just be here knowing that you're always with me. And it made me think about how David also talked about how even when he sleeps and he wakes up, God is still there. God was with him all throughout the night and God is there as soon as he wakes up. He says that your thoughts about me are freaking so vast, they're more vast than the sand on the beach. So beautiful. Just knowing that God thinks about us like that. There's also another verse that talks about how God compares his love for us to a mother that is nursing her child. He says, ooh, look, there's like a big old wasp right there. I'm a little scared, but he compares his love for us to how a mother, oh my gosh, that thing is huge. But a mother is always going to give the child that needs the milk. She will be moved to compassion with him and she will not forget him. But he says, even a mother like that could forget the child. But he says that I will never forget thee. God will never forget us. And in the context of that verse, what it actually was saying is that there was these Israelites, I believe that they were, and they were kind of facing persecution and they felt really bad. They're like, God, did you forget about us? And he says, no, I will not forget thee. And he says, your walls, which had been destroyed, are always before me, constantly in his mind. He's constantly thinking about their situation. He's constantly thinking about their circumstances. For us, God is constantly thinking about our circumstances, constantly there for us. And how much more beautiful is that with the context of knowing that we can be in God's presence as a weaned child. We don't got to worry about stuff. We don't got to always freaking be like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get out of this? How is this going to happen? We can be calm and content. And our soul, just like David talks about, Our feelings, our emotions can be in there as we start to grow and become more spiritually mature. We can just be in our mother's presence, our father's presence. Just imagine that. Being able to go on a walk and God is there with you, relaxing with you, just being there, just enjoying it, just taking in his creation, just taking in the lilies, taking in the birds of the air. It just really gets you to calm down, and it's really started to regulate me, not just on a thoughts level, but on my nervous system level. I feel way less anxious. I feel way better, and I know that you can start to feel this too. Go on a walk with God, knowing that he's there with you, knowing that you're basically in the presence of your Father that's just there. You can talk to him if you want. Something comes up, you can talk to him. If you feel a little bit sad, you can tell him about that thing. If you're really needing something, you're needing that milk today, you can ask him, Lord, can I have this milk? Without saying, I don't know how I'm gonna survive it. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I hope you guys are able to enjoy this, because this is a powerful way to actually know that you can be with God in any moment that you're at currently. I love you guys very much, man. Hope you guys have an amazing time. Know that he is always with you. He will never forget you, and he loves you very much. Love you guys. Talk to you in the next video. Peace.